So, turns out spell batching can still be used to the advantage of shamans in melee combat. Any melee attack with a Shaman Imbue can actually benefit from 2 imbues through weapon swapping. What happens is, you can strike an enemy with one weapon using an imbue, and swap to another weapon using a different imbue, and get the benefit of both. The most extreme example is using a really fast one-hander to start swinging with, and swapping to a massive and slow two-hander with Windfury every second to get more Windfury rolls than normal. Here's all the Shaman Imbues and how they work this way. Swinging with Rockbiter and swapping to a weapon that has something else will use the bonus weapon damage on swing from Rockbiter on your attack. Swinging with Frostbrand rolls potential Frostbrand procs even when swapping to something else. Swinging with Windfury or Flametongue and swapping to something else has no effect. Swapping to Flametongue grants 1 proc of Flametongue using the damage of the weapon you swapped to. Swapping to Windfury grants a 20% chance to proc Windfury using the damage of the weapon you swapped to. And swapping to Rockbiter or Frostbrand has no effect. Here's an example macro. The Water Shield cast can be replaced by any spell you want. Swapping weapons triggers a global cooldown, so because Water Shield is free, it's there, but it doesn't have to be. Dual wielding unfortunately has no benefit either swapping from or to, because the offhand is never counted for hitting due to the slight delay on the offhand strike. So some folks use a one-hander and a shield instead. There are some fast two-handers, but most of them are still at least twice as slow as the very fast one-handers. Also, dual wielding with this macro does work with Stormstrike, and grants the biggest potential Stormstrike bursts in the game with 2 Rockbiters slam dunking into a 2-handed Windfury proc. And if you are going to use this for Windfury purposes, keep in mind that Windfury has a 3-second long internal cooldown that applies even when you swap weapons, so don't bother weapon swapping for Windfury procs during that time period after a proc. And totems can also be swapped in these macros. For example, you can gain the benefit of both Stormfury totem and the totem of the Astral Winds with a Windfury swap macro. Just want to say a big thanks to Sebleb, Gray, Chuckles, Huang, Brackjadley, Lockgall, and many others for discussing and piecing together the pieces of this puzzle because this took a lot of time to figure out. That's all I got for now. Go crazy.